how did we all get here? How did you get here? I mean, specifically, how did you find this video? I'm not an atheist, you are. Oh, right. You typed in atheist into YouTube, sort by new, and this guy, and the thing is, you keep watching my videos even though we know that you're an atheist, I'm not, even though we know that I refuse to debate on the existence of God, because that's not an interesting conversation. That's not engaging to me. What's engaging is we can talk about all these other things without trying to debate each other. And with that being said, let's check out this comment. See, this is the kind of conversation I can appreciate, what we're about to talk about. Conversation, not debate. Collaboration, but not argument. That is what is important and relevant and ultimately emotionally intelligent, if you ask me. I made a video called Most American Atheists Have Been Abused by People They Have Yet to Forgive. Yes, that is a generalization, but I think it's important to point out, you look at American atheists compared to, let's say, atheist in Finland, more likely so, there's some kind of dramatic backstory involved with the American atheist that you won't find with the one in Finland. The one in America, someone in a church mistreated them and or abused them somehow. That's often a story. And I have seen certain trends, as I've made many of these videos for atheists, about atheists, and we see this dramatic backstory. And because specifically, the kind of person who would type in YouTube, atheist sort by new, often is doing that for a specific reason, because that's a big part of their identity. I think there are atheists worldwide who don't care about it enough to spend time looking for new content about it, and especially not continue to watch the content created by someone who is a Christian, not an atheist. And I had already made one video about this where I had talked about how for atheists it's a matter of there's no real community. So in some form of that, online creates this community. And I could sort of tongue-in-cheek had said, basically I'm the leader of the atheist, and the congregation is the comment section of my videos, even though fundamentally the people leaving comments are opposed to me. But psychologically, for someone to be seeking that out, to take the time to watch my 13-minute videos and leave comments on that tells me a lot about that. To me, that tells me psychologically they are looking for community. In the same way with Christians, we have that. Physically in person with our church meetings, we easily have our community here in the United States. But atheists, not so much. So comment sections of videos on YouTube is an easy place to make that happen. But that's not really what this video is specifically about. Instead of focusing on the community aspect, I want to instead look at the confirmation aspect. So here's what I'm going to say. And I know a lot of you won't necessarily relate to this. Probably you're too old to be, in your teenage years and in your 20s to really relate to this concept. But I noticed this specifically about American culture. I'm sure much of the rest of the world is this way too. But here's my impression of people on social media, specifically Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Here's what it looks like. Okay, so there's all these selfies taking place, or I've got a witty tweet. Okay, so they have the witty tweet, or they tell some kind of joke. Now what they're doing, people who especially regularly do this on a daily, weekly basis, what they're doing, just like on Snow White, this is their mirror, right? Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the most beautiful, trendy, funny, relevant of them all? They ask their phone. They ask the people in their social media gathering for confirmation. They're not, and a lot of times they speak through Facebook. Anybody got any ideas on a good Italian restaurant in Tampa, Florida, whatever it is? What they're doing is they're still seeking some kind of confirmation. If nothing else, do I matter, society? They're saying, please confirm that I am important, that I exist, that I am relevant, pretty, funny, any of these things. Please give me validation of my identity. Please give me confirmation of who I am. That's ultimately the psychology of social media, especially for people who regularly post on there. They're wanting confirmation from their own society. With that being said, I perceive the same as with atheists, specifically who will watch my 13-minute videos and leave comments on them, looking for confirmation. But the weird thing about it, specifically for me, being that I'm openly a Christian making videos for atheists, what's kind of strange about it is, and that is why I believe so many atheists are watching these videos, searching by, psychologically just think about that. If I'm wrong, then give me a better reason. Why are people across the world on a daily basis typing in atheist, sort by new, finding me, thinking, I hate everything that guy says and it stands for, and then they just keep watching videos. If nothing else, think about it from a time management point of view. To spend 13 minutes watching a video about someone you disagree with, who you already know fundamentally is not going to debate the existence of God with you. From a time management issue, that doesn't even make sense. Now granted, for me, and I'm not ashamed of this, I admit this openly, at least for me, not only do I get this, I feel for me, some sort of challenging engagement, and let's face it, selfishly, it helps my communication skills, and selfishly, I am making money from these videos, as all YouTubers are, as is Bionic Dance. She's got, 23,000 subscribers. She makes money from her videos. And she even asks people to donate, and they say yes. So I'm not a hypocrite for the fact that I admit that I make money. If so, then let's look at Bionic Dance. So no one's really having that conversation, right? So specifically, forget about the money that I'm making. Forget about me sharpening my communication skills. Forget about that. People are watching 13-minute videos about all this, right? Why? In addition to my theory about community, also looking for confirmation. And what a strange place to receive confirmation from than a guy who believes, in theory, the opposite of what you believe. Imagine, again, that image I created in which I'm some sort of leader of the atheist, an ironic leader of the atheist, because the people showing up fundamentally disagree with me. But what happens is they conjugate. There's that community in the comments. They can, as a group, as individuals, but with many individuals who feel largely the same way, they are now a collection, a group. They team up. They're the atheist Avengers, teaming up against the perceived villain, the Christian here, in proving him wrong. That's what happens here. That's part of the challenge there. But I still feel we have to use the word confirmation, because you show up. Okay, yeah, here's a Christian. We're gonna take this guy down. He looks like an idiot. We're gonna get him saying something stupid, especially if we can get him to prove, especially when we prove that God doesn't exist. So then there's naturally but he won't debate with us about that. Why not? There's that whole thing. But still, though, you can see what I'm doing is atheists are becoming that much stronger as a collection, as one. And what's happening is, again, the word confirmation, their own beliefs and perspective of things is being confirmed amongst each other in the comments, and also confirmed by me saying the opposite. And just fundamentally by being alive and having the view that I do, fundamentally, you're getting a confirmation. Because often we get confirmation from the people we disagree with. So here's a phrase, I've thrown it around here before. Let's really focus on it. Identity protective cognition. Are you familiar with that? Have you watched the Adam Ruins Everything episode about it, which is how I learned about it? You can actually look it up. After this video, go on YouTube and type in Adam Ruins Everything, Identity Protective Cognition. Type that in. It's an amazing video that really helps you understand the world so much better if you're not familiar with that. Here's what Identity Protective Cognition means. It means when you have a belief that is so much part of your identity, and someone starts talking to you about the opposite, or something that goes against that, the more they talk, the more it reinforces what you already believe. The more that person talks, basically you feel attacked to some degree. You get angry, you get emotional. I'm being attacked. I got to prove that person wrong. So what happens is you hear the person talking about the opposite of what you believe. It only confirms what you already believe, which is specifically why I'm not interested in arguing with atheists about the existence of God. Because I already know it would only make you that much more of an atheist if we were to debate that. I know that. So I know that it would have a backfire effect, and therefore I'm not interested fundamentally in talking about that. That's why it's funny because have you noticed I keep making atheist videos and I have all these topics to talk about, but we've yet to actually talk about, or I have yet to address about God existing and God being real, because that goes against ultimately how we're wired to think. That would be pointless. I would be that much more confirming what atheists perceive as reality about there not being God if I were to talk more about that. So what have we learned here today? We have learned, we've learned here that atheists are looking for community. Atheists are looking for confirmation. And one of the best and most relevant, one of the freshest place to find that is my channel. We have to imagine the irony too that so many people who regularly watch my videos don't like my videos. They keep coming back. Why? Confirmation. Sometimes it takes the person who believes the opposite as you to confirm, to make you feel like, oh yeah, I am believing the right thing. I'm going to keep watching that guy because it makes me feel better about what I believe, and especially when I look at the comments, these people agree with me because they're with me. That's confirmation. And I have an upcoming video to address this, how ultimately I perceive that atheists have a culture, a somewhat predictable culture, at least here online. The people who choose to participate online, there are certain things that are very predictable and that will never change in the comment section. And I definitely believe that this idea of looking for validation or confirmation of their own views as atheists and what is part of the reason keep coming back here. We'll talk more about that in its own video. But as for now, go ahead and leave your comment right here, and there's a chance it may become its own video.